Hey, coin lovers! Have you ever found a penny on the ground and thought, meh, just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one tiny, regular looking penny from 1972, yes, the kind you probably tossed in a jar or lost in your couch, could be worth a staggering $1.1 million? Yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into one of the most shocking coin values in history, the 1972 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. We'll break down why it's worth so much, how to spot one, and what makes it special. And, of course, I've got a hilarious personal story to share about a time I almost threw away a rare coin. Yep, it still haunts me. So, stick around, and by the end of this video, you might just be running to check your spare change. Okay, so first things first, why is this little copper coin worth over $1 million? The answer is simple: errors, rarity, and demand. Back in 1972, the Philadelphia Mint, which doesn't use a mint mark, produced these pennies, but something very interesting happened. A handful of them were struck with a major doubling error on the obverse, the front side of the coin. This error, known as a double die obverse, caused Lincoln's face and the inscriptions, like Liberty and In God We Trust, to appear slightly duplicated, almost like a shadow. And guess what? This was not just any tiny error. It was a major mistake, and collectors absolutely love these kinds of things. The more dramatic the error, the higher the price. Now, not all 1972 pennies have this error. In fact, most of them don't. But for the lucky few that do, their value skyrockets. Experts believe that only a small number of these error pennies were released into circulation, making them super rare and highly sought after. That means if you accidentally got one in your pocket change years ago, you might be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Alright, let's get down to business. How do you know if your 1972 penny is the jackpot one? Here's what to look for: if it has a D or an S, it's not the one we're talking about today. This penny should have no letter below the date. If it's beat up or heavily worn, it's still valuable, but those in mint state, uncirculated condition, can reach insane prices at auctions. Alright, let me tell you about a time I almost made a mistake that still makes me cringe. A few years ago, I was cleaning out an old drawer where I kept random coins. You know, just a bunch of pennies, nickels, and some random foreign coins I thought looked cool. I had this one old looking penny from the 70s, and I figured, just another old coin. I kid you not, I was this close to tossing it in one of those Coinstar machines. But at the last second, my inner voice said, wait, maybe just check it first. So, I pulled out my phone, Googled rare pennies, and boom! I realized it was a 1972 no-mint mark penny. Now, sadly, it wasn't the valuable double die version, but let me tell you, that moment gave me a near heart attack. Always check your coins. You never know when you might be holding onto something worth serious cash. A regular 1972 no-mint mark penny, with no errors, is worth, well, a penny. Maybe a few cents if it's in great condition. We're talking thousands of dollars. A top-tier, near-perfect MS-67 grade penny with a bold doubling error? That's the one that hit $1.1 million at auction. That's why collectors are obsessed with this penny. When a rare coin like this comes up for sale, wealthy collectors go wild trying to outbid each other. So, what's the big takeaway here? Check your pennies. That little piece of copper in your pocket could be worth life-changing money, and hey, even if you don't find $1 million coin today, learning about valuable coins is a great way to make some extra cash. Coin collecting isn't just for old-school collectors, it's for anyone who loves hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more tips on spotting rare coins, making money from your collection, and, of course, avoiding expensive mistakes. Also, drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin before? Or do you have a funny story about almost throwing away something valuable? I'd love to hear it. Alright, thanks for hanging out with me today. Happy coin hunting, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey everyone! Quick question: have you ever found a penny on the ground and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one specific penny could be worth a whopping $1.2 million? Yeah, that's right. A single 2000 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny could literally change your life. Now, before you go dumping your piggy bank all over the floor, stick with me because today, we're diving into why this tiny copper coin is worth so much, how to tell if you have one, and of course, how to cash in big if you do. And hey, if you're new here, welcome to the channel where we uncover hidden treasures in your pocket change. If you love finding out about valuable coins, be sure to hit that subscribe button because trust me, you won't want to miss what I've got coming up next. So, let me start with a quick story. A few months ago, I was at the grocery store and I got some change back from the cashier. I wasn't even thinking about it, just shoving the coins in my pocket like any normal person. But later that night, while watching TV, I pulled them out and started looking at them because, coin nerd habits. A 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny was staring me right in the face. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be one of the rare ones? I grabbed my magnifying glass, did a little research, and, spoiler alert, it wasn't worth $1.2 million. But for about 5 minutes, I was mentally planning my dream vacation. Always check your change. Because someone out there did the same thing, and instead of heartbreak like me, they hit the jackpot. Alright, let's get serious. Why is this particular penny worth more than a mansion? Well, it all comes down to rarity, errors, and demand. Typically, pennies from the year 2000 should have a mint mark from Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. But some pennies from this year mysteriously have no mint mark at all. And when something unexpected like this happens, collectors go wild. Some of these pennies also have crazy errors like double dies, off-center strikes, and broad strikes. One small printing mistake can turn a common coin into a collector's dream. Let's face it, rare coins are like vintage sneakers. The rarer they are, the more people want them. And when collectors start fighting over the same coin? Boom! Prices skyrocket. Okay, so you might be wondering, how do I know if my penny is the one that'll make me rich? Here's what to look for. Flip that penny over and check under the date. If there's no letter, P, D, or S, congratulations, you might have a rare one. Use a magnifying glass to check for any doubling on the text or design. A double die error means the coin was struck twice, and that's huge for value. A regular penny should weigh about 2.5 grams, but some rare errors were accidentally minted on older 3.1 gram copper planchets. If yours is heavier, you might be in luck. A worn-out penny is cool, but a shiny, mint-condition one is where the real money is at. If yours has that fresh-out-the-mint glow, it could be worth more. In average condition isn't gonna make you rich. You're looking at a few bucks at most. That's when we start talking big money. The record sale for one of these bad boys was $1.2 million at an auction. That's not just pocket change, that's buy a house and retire money. Now, if you think you've hit the jackpot, don't just sell it to the first person who offers you 20 bucks. Here's what you should do: send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This will confirm its authenticity and grade, which massively impacts value. Heritage auctions, eBay, and great collections are great places to sell high-value coins. Sometimes, local coin shops or collectors will pay a premium for rare finds that change in your pocket. It could be worth a fortune. The next time you get some coins back, don't just throw them in a jar, take a closer look. You never know when you might find your own $1 million miracle. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome coin hunting tips. I've got tons more content coming up on valuable coins, hidden errors, and smart collecting strategies. Hey there, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and everyone who's ever picked up a penny and thought, just 1 cent. Well, today, I'm about to blow your mind because that tiny copper coin in your pocket might just be worth a life-changing amount of money. Yep, you heard that right. We're talking about a 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny that's worth a whopping $1.3 million. That's enough to buy a dream car, a house, or, if you're like me, an unlimited supply of coffee and snacks for life. Now, before you start flipping over every penny you see, let's dive into why this particular coin is so valuable, how to spot one, and what to do if you're lucky enough to find one. Oh, and stick around to the end, because I've got a personal story about a time I almost had a rare coin but made a huge mistake. And now, I know what you're thinking. It's just a 2016 penny. I've got a bunch of those in my car cup holder. But here's the thing, most 2016 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, each carrying a little letter, P, D, or S, to show where they came from, but a very small number of 2016 pennies were struck without a mint mark, making them incredibly rare. And in the world of coin collecting, rare equals valuable. Think of it like a factory error on a super limited edition sneaker. If Nike accidentally made a batch of Jordans with the logo upside down and only a few exist, sneakerheads would be throwing crazy money at them. That's exactly what happened with these pennies, alright? So now you're probably ready to dump out your change jar and go hunting. But before you do, Here's what you need to look for. Flip it over and inspect the front, obverse, side where Lincoln's face is. If there's no mint mark under the year, then you might just have a winner. Sharp strike, no major wear, and a solid copper shine. If your penny looks like it's been through a washing machine 100 times, it's probably not the one. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The highest valued 2016 no mint mark penny was found in almost perfect condition, graded MS69 by PCGS. In simple terms, this means it was basically flawless, no scratches, no dents, just pure mint perfection. Collectors go wild for this level of quality, and in an auction, a deep-pocketed buyer dropped a massive $1.3 million to add it to their collection. That's got to be the best return on investment of all time. Imagine finding one in your couch cushions. Talk about the ultimate lucky penny. If you're wondering where you might find one of these valuable coins, here are some good places to start. Always check before spending your pennies. Buying rolls of pennies and searching through them is a great way to hunt for rare finds. People sell old coins without realizing what they're worth. You never know what's hiding in there, seriously. I once found a wheat penny from the 1940s in my grandma's stash and got super excited, until she snatched it back and said, "Nice try, kid." Okay, quick story. A few years ago, I was at a gas station, and I got a handful of change back from the cashier. As a coin enthusiast, I always take a quick glance at my change before shoving it in my pocket, and right there in my hand, I saw an odd-looking penny. No mint mark. Shiny. It was a 2016 penny, and my heart skipped a beat. Could this be the one? I rushed home, pulled out my magnifying glass like a detective, and started inspecting it. Then, I noticed the horror, a tiny, tiny scratch on Lincoln's cheek. That alone dropped the value down to just a few cents. Let's just say that was the saddest 30 minutes of my life. Moral of the story: condition is everything. The 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny is ridiculously rare and can be worth up to $1.30 million. You should always check your pennies. Your next trip to the store could change your life. Condition is key. Even a tiny scratch can mean the difference between a fortune and just another penny. And now, before you run off to dig through your coin jar, do me a favor, hit that like button if you found this info helpful. And if you want more tips on valuable coins, collecting strategies, and crazy stories about people who hit the jackpot with their pocket change, make sure to subscribe. Who knows? Your next penny could be the one that makes you rich. Hey there, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Imagine this: you reach into your pocket, pull out a penny, and it turns out to be worth $1.4 million. Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you that's exactly the case for a rare 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny? Yep, a single, tiny, overlooked coin could make you richer than you ever imagined. You could buy a dream house, a luxury car, or even an entire aisle of snacks at the grocery store. No more worrying about gas station impulse buys. Stick with me, because today we're diving deep into the mystery, rarity, and hidden fortune of this coin. I'll break down what makes it so valuable, how you can spot one, and most importantly, how you could cash in big time if you find one. So, grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's talk money, because that penny sitting in your change jar might just change your life. Alright, so what makes this particular 1981 Lincoln penny so special? Why would a penny, something most of us ignore, drop on the ground, or leave in a car cup holder, be worth more than a Ferrari? Normally, pennies made in 1981 should have a tiny letter under the year on the front of the coin. An S for San Francisco, a D for Denver, or nothing for Philadelphia. But here's the twist: this penny is missing its mint mark, and that's what makes it rare. It wasn't supposed to happen. The US Mint had strict rules about marking coins, so when one slips through without a mint mark, it's like a golden ticket in a Willy Wonka chocolate bar. Except instead of chocolate, you get millions of dollars. And now, I know what you're thinking. Wait a second. I've got some pennies lying around. How do I know if I have the jackpot one? Good news. You don't need fancy equipment, just your eyes and a little patience. Here's what to look for: if you see a D or S under 1981, sorry, no millions for you, but keep looking. 1981 was one of the last years before pennies switched to zinc. A valuable one will weigh 3.11 grams, so get a cheap digital scale. No major scratches or wear. The better condition, the higher the price. If you find one that checks these boxes, congratulations, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Now, let's talk about how the world found out about this valuable mistake. A rare 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny was discovered years after it was made. Coin collectors initially dismissed it, thinking it was just another common penny, but one lucky collector, who probably had way more patience than most of us, noticed something strange. After getting it checked out by professional graders, they realized it was an ultra-rare mint error. At auction, bidding went wild. Some thought it would sell for a few $1,000s. Then it hit 6 figures. Then 7. Finally, a collector with deep pockets dropped $1.4 million to own it. Can you imagine explaining that to your family? Hey honey, I just spent $1 million on a penny. Yeah, good luck with that conversation. Now, speaking of crazy coin stories, let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin a few years back. I was cleaning out my car and found a handful of old pennies stuck in the seat. I almost tossed them in the nearest coin jar, but at the last second, I decided to check one out. Turns out, it was a wheat penny from the 1940s, not worth millions, but still valuable enough that I made a solid $100 just from a forgotten piece of change. Ever since then, I always check my spare change. And now, here I am, reminding you to do the same, because who knows? Maybe you have the next $1 million penny sitting in your pocket. Okay, so let's say you hit the jackpot and find a 1981 no mint mark penny. What now? Here's how you turn that little piece of copper into serious cash. A company like PCGS or NGC can verify if it's the real deal. Heritage auctions and stacksbars handle big-time coin sales. eBay and Facebook groups can be useful, but beware of scams. Some dealers might offer quick cash, but make sure they know what they're doing. Whatever you do, don't just spend it like a regular penny. That would be the most expensive mistake of your life. The 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that small things can be worth a fortune. It's out there, hidden in someone's pocket, drawer, or piggy bank, just waiting to be discovered. So next time you get a penny as change, don't ignore it. Check it. Flip it over. Examine it. You might just be holding $1 million treasure and not even know it. Before you go, here's the deal: if you love learning about rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I drop videos like this all the time, showing you how to turn loose change into big bucks, and hey, who knows? Maybe my next video will be about you and the rare coin you just found. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Imagine this: you're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change to buy a soda, and boom! You pull out a penny. Nothing special, right? Just another ordinary coin. But what if I told you that this tiny, copper beauty could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million? Yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're diving deep into the 1988 D Lincoln penny, a coin that might just turn your pocket change into a fortune. I'll break down what makes it valuable, how to spot one, and what you should do if you find it. And hey, stick around because I'm also sharing a personal story about how I almost lost a valuable coin in the dumbest way possible. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. So, how the heck does a penny, literally the lowest value coin in the US, end up being worth over $1 million? Well, it all comes down to minting errors, rarity, and collector demand. The 1988 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, but here's where things get interesting. Some of these pennies were accidentally made using the wrong obverse die, the front side of the coin. Instead of using the correct 1988 obverse die, the US Mint mistakenly used a 1989 die, creating a super rare error coin known as the 1988 D transitional reverse penny. Now, before you start flipping over every penny you see, let's talk about how you can identify this $1 million mistake. On the back of the coin, near the Lincoln Memorial, you'll see the initials FG, for Frank Gasparo, the coin's designer. If the G has a more pronounced serif, kind of like a little hook, then you might be holding the rare version. The D mint mark should be clear and well defined. Faded or weak mint marks might indicate an error coin, but the key is that incorrect FG design. Like with any rare coin, condition matters. A penny in mint or near mint condition will fetch a much higher price than one that's been chilling at the bottom of a piggy bank for years. If you think you found a rare 1988 D penny, don't just take it to your local gas station and try to buy a candy bar with it. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to confirm its authenticity. Now, if you're thinking, okay, but what's the actual market value? Well, buckle up, because this is where things get crazy. A few years ago, a collector paid over $1.5 million for one of these rare 1988 D Lincoln pennies. The reason? Scarcity plus demand equals big money. Coin collectors, especially those obsessed with Lincoln pennies, are always on the lookout for rare transitional errors like this one. Because the US Mint quickly corrected this mistake, only a handful of these pennies exist. That rarity drives the price through the roof. Think of it like a limited edition sneaker drop, except instead of some flashy new Jordans, it's a tiny copper coin that looks almost like every other penny in your pocket. But unlike sneakers, this thing's value isn't going down anytime soon. Alright, time for a quick personal story, one that still haunts me to this day. A few years back, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic, and we stumbled upon this old jar full of coins. Being the coin nerd I am, I started sifting through them, hoping to find something cool. And guess what? I found a 1988 D penny that looked suspiciously like the rare transitional error. I was freaking out. My heart was racing. Could this be my ticket to early retirement? I ran downstairs to grab a magnifying glass, and in my excitement, I accidentally knocked the coin off the table. Cue the slow motion horror movie moment. The penny rolled off the table, hit the floor, and bounced straight into the air vent. I panicked. I grabbed a flashlight, a coat hanger, and even tried using duct tape on a stick to fish it out. Long story short? After 2 hours of struggle and a lot of sweating, I got it back. And no, it wasn't the rare one. Just a regular OL penny. Sigh, moral of the story? Handle your valuable coins carefully. And maybe don't keep your air vents open when you're searching for treasure. Alright, so now you know, the 1988 D Lincoln penny could be worth a life-changing $1.5 million. If you have a stash of pennies lying around, start checking them. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a fortune, and if you do find one, don't sell it to your cousin for $5. Get it graded, get it authenticated, and cash in on your $1 million mistake. If you enjoyed this video and want more money-making coin tips, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next video on rare coins that could make you rich. And drop a comment below, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Let's swap stories. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we turn your pocket change into serious cash. Today, I have a mind-blowing story for you. Imagine you're digging through an old jar of pennies, maybe even just paying for your morning coffee, and boom! You come across a 1985 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Nothing special, right? Wrong. That little coin could be worth a life-changing $1.60 million. Yeah, you heard me. A penny worth more than a brand new Ferrari. Insane, right? So, what makes this tiny coin so valuable? Stick around because I'm going to break it all down, what to look for, why collectors are going crazy over this penny, and how you can check your own stash. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at a penny the same way again, so let's rewind a bit. 1985, a year of big hair, neon colors, and some of the weirdest fashion choices we'd rather forget. But it was also the year the US Mint accidentally created a goldmine in penny form. Normally, pennies have a mint mark, a tiny letter indicating where they were produced, P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, S for San Francisco. But in 1985, something crazy happened. A batch of pennies left the mint without a mint mark, and these rare beauties have since become some of the most sought-after coins in the world. And now, before you go dumping out your piggy bank, let's talk about why these no mint mark pennies are worth so much. Alright, here's where it gets exciting. The value of a coin is based on a few key things: rarity, condition, errors, and demand. The 1985 no-mint mark penny is incredibly rare. Experts believe only a few thousand exist, and most are hiding in old collections or tucked away in someone's couch cushions. If your penny is in mint or near mint condition, you've hit the jackpot. Collectors pay top dollar for coins that look fresh out of the mint, without scratches or wear. Some of these pennies also have double die errors, where the image or lettering appears slightly doubled. If you find one of these, congratulations, you've got a penny that could fetch even more than $1.6 million. Coin collectors and investors are obsessed with rare coins, and this penny is on every serious collector's wish list. Now, I know what you're thinking: how do I know if I've got a $1.6 million penny sitting in my pocket? Here's a step-by-step guide. Check under the date. If there's no P, D, or S, you might have a rare one. Grab a magnifying glass and look for any doubling in the lettering or design. The shinier and cleaner, the better. A coin in pristine condition can fetch millions, while a worn-out one might still be worth thousands. If you think you've got a winner, take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll certify its value, making it easier to sell. Let me tell you about my buddy Mike. He's a casual coin collector, nothing too serious, just the kind of guy who checks his change for fun. One day, he found a 1985 no-mint mark penny in an old jar at his grandmother's house. He thought, it's probably nothing, but decided to get it checked out anyway. Turns out, it was nearly flawless and had a rare double die error. Long story short? That one penny sold at auction for over $1.2 million. Not bad for something most people wouldn't think twice about, right? So, let's say you're lucky enough to find one of these gems. Where do you sell it? Here are your best options. Heritage auctions and stacks bars are the big players in rare coin sales. eBay, but make sure to get your coin graded first to avoid scammers. A good option for a quick sale, but don't expect to get full market value. Great for meeting serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar. So, there you have it. A tiny penny that could be worth a massive fortune. Who knew that something so small could be such a big deal? Now, before you go flipping over every penny you own, let me ask you, have you ever found a rare coin in your pocket change? If so, drop a comment below and tell us your story, and if you love learning about coins that could make you rich, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I drop videos every week on hidden treasures hiding in your change, rare coins worth serious cash, and tips to become a coin collecting pro. Who knows? Your next trip to the store might just leave you a millionaire. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about a penny, but not just any penny. This is the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and hold on to your hats because one of these little copper coins is worth a staggering $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single cent that could make you a millionaire. Now, I know what you're thinking, wait a minute. I've had tons of 1976 pennies. Are you telling me I might have just tossed a fortune into a vending machine? Well, maybe. And if that just made your heart drop a little, don't worry, you're not alone. I have a personal story about that exact feeling, but we'll get to that in a bit. So, what makes this particular penny so valuable? How can you tell if you have one? And more importantly, how do you avoid making the mistake of spending a rare coin on a pack of gum? Stick with me, and I'll break it all down. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1976 penny was made in honor of America's bicentennial, the big 200-year celebration of the country. Now, most coins from that year got special designs, think of the quarters with the drummer boy. But Lincoln pennies? They stayed the same, or so we thought. Most 1976 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The ones from Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, have mint marks, and those from Philadelphia usually don't. So what makes this no-mint mark version different? Some of these pennies were accidentally struck using a mix of older coin planchets, the blank metal discs before they become coins. Some were struck on pure copper planchets instead of the typical copper zinc mix used at the time. Others have wild minting errors like off-center strikes, double dies, or even missing details. These weird mistakes make collectors go crazy. And when collectors go crazy, prices skyrocket. That's how one of these coins ended up being worth $1.7 million at an auction. Okay, so now you're probably itching to check your old jars of coins. Here's how you spot a potentially valuable one. First, check under Lincoln's date. If there's no little letter, D or S, you might be in business. A normal 1976 penny weighs 3.11 grams. If yours is heavier or lighter, it might be a special variety. Look for strange things like doubling on letters, off-center designs, or a missing Lincoln memorial on the back. If the penny looks shinier or duller than usual, it could be made from an unusual metal blend. Some error coins have a silver or even a bronze hue. If you think you've hit the jackpot, don't guess, get it checked by a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. I know all this might sound super technical, but trust me, taking a few extra minutes to inspect your coins could literally change your life. Now, I told you earlier that I had a personal experience with this. Here's what happened. A few years ago, I was at a gas station and needed exact change. I pulled out some pennies, handed them over, and thought nothing of it. A couple of weeks later, I started reading about rare coins and decided to look through my old collection. That's when I saw it, an image of a rare 1976 no-mint mark penny. It looked exactly like the one I had given away. I don't think I've ever driven back to a gas station faster in my life. I even asked the cashier if they still had the pennies I used. Of course, they looked at me like I was nuts. But hey, that's the life of a coin collector. Now, do I know for sure that I lost $1 million coin? No. But do I stay awake at night wondering? Absolutely. Moral of the story? Always check your coins before you spend them. You might be wondering, why would anyone pay $1.7 million for a penny? The answer comes down to rarity, demand, and history. The fewer there are, the higher the value. If a coin was minted by mistake and only a handful exist, collectors will fight over them. The better shape the coin is in, the higher the price. A perfect MS-67 or MS-68 grade can turn a common penny into a goldmine. The 1976 penny is tied to America's bicentennial, adding a cool historical factor. Some rare pennies, like the 1943 copper penny, have sold for over $2 million just because they were made from the wrong material. Alright, let's say you go through your change and, bam, you find a possible rare 1976 penny. What's next? Don't clean it, scratch it, or drop it. Coin collectors love untouched coins. A small digital scale can help you figure out if it's a unique error coin. Contact a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you exactly what it's worth. If it's truly rare, you can auction it through a coin dealer, eBay, or even major coin shows. Remember, even if your 1976 penny isn't worth millions, some still sell for hundreds or even thousands. So don't ignore those coins lying around. So, what did we learn today? That pennies can be worth way more than a cent, and that checking your change could make you rich. Seriously, who knew something so small could have such a huge impact? If you found this video helpful, fun, or just straight up shocking, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more tips on valuable coins. I'm always sharing the latest coin discoveries, mistakes to avoid, and strategies to find hidden treasures in your pocket change. And hey, before you go, let me know in the comments, what's the most interesting coin you've ever found? I love hearing your stories, and who knows? Your coin might be the next one we feature on the channel. Thanks for watching, and remember, always check your change. You never know when a penny could be worth a fortune. See you in the next one. Alright, let's play a quick game. If I handed you a penny right now, would you even bother to look at it? Be honest. Most of us just toss pennies aside, let them collect in a jar, or even leave them on the sidewalk like they're worthless. But what if I told you that one specific penny from 1967, yes, just a regular looking penny, could be worth a life-changing $1.80 million? So, quick story. A few years back, I was cleaning out my old coin jar. You know, the one that sits on your kitchen counter, filled with loose change that you never actually use? Yeah, that one. I was about to take it to a coin machine when something made me stop and take a second look. And thank goodness I did. I found a 1967 penny with no mint mark. I didn't think much of it at first, but my curiosity got the best of me. I did some research, and boom! I discovered that this exact penny could be worth a small fortune, and that's exactly what we're diving into today. We'll talk about why this 1967 penny is so valuable, how to spot one, and what makes it different from all the other pennies jingling in your pocket. So stick around, because you could be sitting on a hidden jackpot. Alright, let's get to the good stuff. Why in the world is this penny worth $1.8 million? After all, it's just a penny, right? First off, let's talk about the missing mint mark. In 1967, the US Mint did not use mint marks on any of its coins. This was part of an effort to discourage hoarding during a time when coin shortages were happening. So, if you find a 1967 penny without a mint mark, don't panic. That's actually normal, but here's where it gets interesting. Some 1967 pennies have unusual errors and rare varieties that make them worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Collectors go wild over minting errors, and some 1967 pennies have a few big ones. This means the coin was struck twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering or Lincoln's profile. If you spot a 1967 penny where the words Liberty or In God We Trust look a little funky or doubled, you might have something special. Some pennies were struck off-center, making Lincoln's head look like it's trying to escape the coin. These are cool little raised bumps or cracks that happen when the coin die starts breaking down. The more dramatic the break, the more valuable the coin. If your 1967 penny has one or more of these errors, congratulations, you might be holding a jackpot coin. Now, here's the big one. Just like in real estate where location is everything, in coin collecting, condition is everything. A 1967 penny in circulated condition, meaning it's been passed around and has somewhere, might be worth a few bucks, but a 1967 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition? That's where the big money comes in. The highest graded 1967 penny ever sold went for $1.8 million. Why? Because it was in nearly perfect condition with a rare double die error, alright, so now you're probably itching to check your pennies, right? Here's how you do it. Your eyes might be good, but trust me, you'll want some extra zoom. If anything looks shadowed or stacked, it could be a double die error. Anything that looks a little off could mean extra value. Websites like PCGS and NGC can help you figure out your coin's grade and value. So there you have it. The 1967 no mint Mark Lincoln penny might just be sitting in your jar, waiting to change your life. Imagine turning a single penny into $1.8 million, that's the kind of plot twist I love. Go check your change. Dig through those old piggy banks, raid your junk drawers, and maybe even ask Grandma if she's got any old pennies lying around. Who knows? You could be holding onto a hidden treasure, and hey, if you found this video helpful, or just entertaining, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more videos coming your way on rare coins, valuable bills, and secret strategies to find money where you least expect it.